Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a huge stack of sources, interviews, public letters, a lot of candid moments to analyze, well, one of the most recognizable people on the planet, Jennifer Aniston.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't just a profile. We're looking at her life through a really specific lens, almost like a modern fable of intention and manifestation.
That's exactly it. Our mission here is to synthesize the philosophy she's shared over the years about how, our thoughts can actually shape our reality.
Right.
We want to distill the practical things she does for her career, for bouncing back from just intense public pressure, and for finding, real fulfillment.
So we're basically tracking her journey from like visualizing stardom in the beginning to actively manifesting her own healing and self-definition later on.
Yes, it's a fantastic case study in applied mindset.
Okay, so let's get into this. I think a lot of people just assume she was born into this Hollywood royalty thing and it was all easy.
Right.
But the foundation for this intense focus on mindset, it seems it was actually built on instability.
Absolutely. She grew up in L.A., yes, daughter of actors, but the sources are very clear about her childhood home. They use words like unsettled, even unsafe.
And her parents separated when she was 9, which is a formative age.
A hugely formative age. And what's fascinating is her response to that chaos. It's almost preternatural.
How so?
Instead of letting bitterness take over, which would be so easy to do, she makes this quiet internal vow to alchemize pain into positivity.
To alchemize it, that's a powerful word.
It is, and she summed it up perfectly later in life with a quote that I think just says everything about her operating system.
Right.
She said, "You've got lemons, let's make lemonade."
It's a classic line, but for her it seems like it was a foundational choice. She had to actively choose optimism to stop that early instability from defining her.
It is the bedrock of the whole thing, because manifestation isn't just wishing for something.
Right.
It's about aligning your internal energy so you're ready to receive good things. If you're putting out bitterness, that's what comes back.
So by choosing to alchemize, she was channeling that pain
What?
into performance.
Exactly. By her teenage years at the Performing Arts High School, her own father was marveling at her unerring comic timing.
So that's where she sets her first real intention.
Right there. The goal is simple. Make a living doing what she loved. She shows up in Los Angeles with pretty much nothing but that dream.
It's that idea of a personal legend that you hear about, right?
It is. For her, that personal legend was about defining her own worth through her art, not letting her family history or, later, the tabloids dictate her value.
And the path was not a straight line.
Oh, definitely not. The early 90s were rough. A string of failed TV shows, odd jobs. I mean, this is the real test for that mindset.
So how does she, hold on, through 5 failed pilots, how do you maintain that faith that the right role is coming?
This is where you see the endurance part of it. She didn't just hope. The sources say she held on to an inner vision. And crucially, she maintained the feeling of what success would be like.
Yeah.
That's what kept her from burning out.
And then 1994, the breakthrough, the role that changed everything.
Yes. And she later confirmed there was real intentionality behind it. She told Drew Barrymore very candidly that she believes she might have manifested the role of Rachel Green.
Wait, hold on. She actually used that word, manifested.
She did. She connected the dots looking back. For her, it wasn't just luck. It was the result of the energy she'd been putting out there.
So what did that look like? Was she visualizing a specific show, or was it more about the feeling of making people laugh?
It was the feeling, which then attracted the form. I mean, she called the show itself a near spiritual experience.
For a sitcom job, that's a pretty powerful way to frame it.
It is. She felt the show's warmth was a direct result of the positive energy she and the cast poured into it. It's that, attracts-like idea, but on a global scale.
So she manifests this global stardom, gets to the top of the mountain, and then the fairy tale cracks. The mid-2000s, the end of her marriage, and this just intense, painful public narrative of loss and lack.
This is the pivot point. This is where her practice shifts from manifesting external success to manifesting internal resilience.
She had to take control of her own story.
She had no choice. And the emotional cost was high, but her response was to choose surrender over bitterness.
Which led to that now famous open letter.
Yes, where she just actively refused to let society define her fulfillment. She declared, and this is a quote, that women are complete with or without a mate, with or without a child. We get to determine our own happily ever after for ourselves.
That is manifestation through self-determination, just
Wow.
drawing a line in the sand.
Completely. And to get through that, she relied on very specific, almost mundane practices.
Right, this is the practical part.
She talks about her grounding ritual for starting the day. Waking up with my dogs. Then I do my morning coffee routine.
I love that. Dogs and coffee. It makes these big spiritual ideas feel so accessible, you know?
It makes it a routine. It's not some lofty thing you do on a mountaintop. These small acts set the energetic tone for her entire day.
And you can see the results of that choice to let go of bitterness. I mean, it's public.
It is. Her ex-husbands, Brad Pitt and Justin Theroux, were both at her 50th birthday party. That's not normal Hollywood stuff.
No.
It's manifested graciousness. Reese Witherspoon called her a high spiritual integrity person who is not holding on to old things. You're clearing out old energy to make room for peace.
So if she did that for her personal life, how did she apply that same focus to her career after Rachel Green? I mean, that's a huge challenge.
It connects directly to her core technique. And if there's one how-to take away from this, it's the advice she gave on The Ellen Show.
A mini masterclass.
Exactly. The technique she calls preemptive gratitude.
Okay, so break that down for us.
She tells an aspiring actress, you have to change how you speak about your future. Don't wish, don't hope. You speak as if it's already real. You declare it.
So instead of saying, I really hope I get a great acting job, you say,
universe, thank you for this beautiful acting job. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
You're thanking it for something you don't even have yet.
Yes. And the why is the genius part. She says that thanking the universe for it in advance generates the feeling that the dream already exists and it's happening.
And what does that actually do? Is that a spiritual thing, or is it more like you're tricking your brain into action?
I think it's both. When you genuinely believe the job is yours, your brain stops looking for obstacles and starts looking for solutions.
Right. You start preparing.
Your energy shifts from desperate seeking to professional readiness. She absolutely swears by it.
So gratitude is the engine for everything, even the small stuff.
Everything. Appreciating a sunset, a quiet evening, and part of that is managing negativity. She famously compares tabloids to comic books.
So you just don't take it seriously.
You don't feed it. She gets that energy flows where attention goes. So she keeps her attention on what she wants to grow.
Which was so important after Friends when she was facing that huge typecasting problem.
Her intention was to manifest a second act, something totally different. And she did.
The morning show.
The perfect vehicle. That role, Alex Levy, it won her a SAG award. And the sources say it mirrored her own public journey of endurance and strength. It was a perfect alignment.
Which brings us to another one of her rules. Alignment of intent. She says she won't be the face of a brand if it's not part of my daily routine.
And that's a huge piece of the puzzle. It's not just about business ethics.
It's a self-care mandate, right?
Totally. It's a mandate. If she's promoting something she doesn't believe in, she'd feel out of sync. That dissonance would block the flow.
So by making these heart-led choices, as she calls them, she's keeping her energy clear.
And that openness extends to her relationships, too. She has completely rejected the old narrative, the idea of the one.
Right. The soul clusters.
Yes. This idea that we have many soulmates, friends, partners, pets. It's a whole ecosystem of support.
That's such a powerful way to reframe it. It kind of removes the idea of failure from relationships.
It totally does.
Yeah.
If you believe your happiness depends on one person, then a breakup is catastrophic. But if you believe in a cluster, you stay open. You see every connection is vital.
So at the end of the day, her guiding principle really is just to lead with love.
That's what it comes down to. People who work with her always say she has this peaceful strength. And she says it herself.
Yeah.
She says, I'm in a really peaceful place. I have people in my life who are everything to me, and I have beautiful dogs.
So to wrap this all up, her story really shows that the magic isn't some external thing. It's in the mindset.
Right. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about manifesting the inner resources to transform them. It's about knowing when to work hard and when to just let go and trust.
And that leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. Aniston's practice turns ordinary things, a cup of coffee, a yoga session, a kind word, into something sacred. So if manifestation is really the art of intentional living, what ordinary daily ritual could you begin treating as sacred to set the tone for the kind of life you intend to co-create?